But here's the problem. Parenting in the age of uncertainty turns uncertainty into exploration. The first one is model curiosity. Be openly curious. Sometimes it feels like the world is changing faster than we can keep up. New technologies, new careers, new expectations. When my kids were little, I used to think my job was to protect them from uncertainty, to make sure they had the right answers, the right path, the right school, the right plan. But over time, I realized something powerful. The world they're growing up won't reward people who have all the answers. In fact, it will reward those who are comfortable asking new questions. The best gift we can give our children isn't control. It's confidence in the unknown. And that's the heart of today's episode, the future-ready parent mindset. And that involves how to model curiosity, lifelong learning, and emotional flexibility in a world that won't stop changing. But here's the problem. Parenting in the age of uncertainty, today's parents carry a quiet kind of anxiety. We worry about whether the kids are learning enough, doing enough, being left behind, not getting the grades they're supposed. We feel the pressure to keep up with school expectations, technology, extracurricular activities, and even social media. But here is the truth. That pressure to get it all right is rooted in fear. Fear that if we don't control everything, our kids will fall behind. Yet control is an illusion. The world we're preparing them for doesn't look anything like the one we grew up in. Today, to control every outcome, every grade, every friendship, every moment, only teaches kids to fear uncertainty too. So the real question isn't how do we keep up? It's how do we stay grounded while everything else around us changes? And the answers actually begins with us, with our mindset, because our children not just learn from what we say, they actually learn what we model. If we show them panic in uncertainty, they'll internalize fear. If we show them curiosity in uncertainty, they'll learn courage. A future-ready parent doesn't have all the answers, and you don't need to, because a future-ready parent models curiosity. They admit when we don't know something. They show that learning doesn't stop at graduating because it's a lifelong adventure. So let me give you just a few examples. When your child asks a question you can't answer, instead of saying, I don't know, try saying, why don't we find together? That one small shift turns uncertainty into exploration. When technology changes, instead of saying, I can keep up with this stuff, try this. Wow, this is different. Well, let's learn how this works. You've just turned frustration into collaboration. And when life throws curveballs, delays, disappointments, disruptions, instead of saying, this isn't fair, say, okay, so how can we adapt? You're showing your child that flexibility is a superpower, not failure. The future-ready parent mindset is built on 3 core beliefs: curiosity over control, learning over knowing, and adaptability over anxiety. That's powerful, because the truth is that your calm, your curious presence is the most powerful stability your child will ever know. And let's make this practical. 3 simple things that you can start doing today. The first one is model curiosity. Be openly curious about the world, about people, about ideas. Say things like, I wonder what happens. Let's look up this together. What do you think? Curiosity tells your child that not knowing isn't failure. It's the beginning of discovery. Another tip, model lifelong learning. Read new books, try new hobbies, share what excites you. Share, I've been learning something new, and let your child see it. Say, I'm taking a new class on leadership, on sales. I'm reading a new book. I'm learning to cook something new. Children who see their parents learn something new believe that learning never ends. That growth is part of life. It's not just school. It's an every moment thing. And another tip is model emotional flexibility. That's tough, I know. Staying grounded when things don't go as planned, I know that's hard. When you spill something, when you're late, when life happens, instead of going back to your normal routines, take a breath and say it aloud. That didn't go as expected. Well, I'm going to breathe and let's try it again. That's not just modeling calm, it's teaching resilience. Emotional flexibility isn't about avoiding stress. It's about staying steady inside. And that's exactly what our kids will need in a world that changes every single minute. The mindset shift that will change everything is the secret. And this is what a lot of parents miss. Your child doesn't need to be perfect. They need to see you growing, learning, adapting. Confidence doesn't come from control. It comes from connection. So yourself, your values, and your ability to stay curious in the unknown. So when your child watches you ask questions, instead of giving orders, learn something new instead of staying safe, and respond calmly instead of reacting in fear. Remember, they're watching what future readiness really looks like. So tonight, instead of worrying about keeping up, slow down. Ask yourself, what can I learn with my child this week? That one question could change absolutely everything. And if you found this episode helpful for another parent that is going through the same thing and has the same questions on how to become a future ready parent, if you could like and subscribe to this channel, we would really appreciate it so we can continue to produce this content and give you this advice. It is our commitment to help you as the parents raise resilient, confident, future-ready kids.